Hello everybody, this particular video is going to be on writing proportional equations. So, we have Wangari plants 12 trees every 3 hours. Write an equation that relates the number of trees Wangari plants, so the number of trees is used by the letter, we use the letter P to represent that, and the time she spends on planting them H in hours. So as always in this unit, what are we doing first? We are comparing two quantities. In this case, we're comparing the number of trees, sorry for the handwriting folks, to the number of hours. Well, what do we know? We know that 12 trees goes with 3 hours. I'm just laughing at my own handwriting. Sorry, guys. And on this side, we know that write an equation that determine the number of trees she plants. So we know that we're going to use the variable p for trees, or number of trees, and the hours is h. This right here, this setup right here is going to help us solve the equation. All right. So 3 times p is equal to 3p equals 12 times h is equal to 12h. For right now, I'm not going to tell you which variable to solve for. Um, sorry, the Khan Academy is not going to tell you which variable to solve for. So you can do either one. So for example, if I asked you to solve for p, you would take this equation, 3p equals 12h, right? And you would divide both sides by 3. 3p divided by 3 is 1p. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So P is equal to 4H. And we can check that out. If I took 4 times the number of hours, so 4 times 3 hours gives me, 12 trees. So when H is 3, P is 12. So that makes it true. In red real quick, I'm going to show you, let's say I asked you to solve for H instead. So it would be 3P equals 12H. Well, I want to get H by itself. So what would I do? I would divide both sides by 12, and I end up with 12H divided by 12 is 1H, and 3 divided by 12 simplifies to the fraction 1 over 4. So H is equal to 1/4 P, which, let's see, 1/4 times the number of trees planted. So 1/4 times 12 trees planted, so a fourth of 12 is 3, so that works out too. All right, so on a test or quiz, I may ask you to solve for a particular variable, but when you're working on Khan Academy, you can solve for either one, unless they tell you otherwise. So let's try this one. A tropical punch recipe calls for 300 milliliters of sugar for every 2 flavor packages. Write an equation that shows the relationship between the number of milliliters of sugar, C, so milliliters of sugar is C, and the number of flavor packages is F. So I'm going to have you guys, or I'm going to show you how to do this, and we're going to eventually solve for C. We're going to have C equal something. So once again, what are we comparing? We are comparing milliliters of sugar. Oh, wow, my handwriting is really bad. Milliliters of sugar to the number of flavor packages. So we know that 300 milliliters of sugar goes with 2 flavor packages. Just like, well, the milliliters of sugar is C and flavor packages is F. So once I have this, extend the page a little bit. Once I have this, I have something where I can write an equation. 2 times C is 2C, and that equals 300 times F is 300F. So once again, I really apologize for my handwriting. Divide both sides by 2, and I get C equals 300 divided by 2 is 150 F. So my equation is C equals 150. C equals 150 F, which is basically what I already had down here. All right. Once again, for right now, you can solve for either variable. All right, Alexandra paid $7 to park her car for 3 hours. The garage charges an hourly parking rate. Write an equation to show the relationship between the number of hours parked, P, so P is the hours parked, and the cost in dollars, C. So we start with what we're comparing. Hours parked goes with dollars, cost in dollars. So what do we know? We know that 3 hours parked goes with $7. Just like, what's the variable for hours parked? That would be P, oops, goes with the cost in dollars, which is C. So 3 over 7 goes with P over C. So let's do this and let's solve for C as well this time. All right, once again, you could choose which variable to solve for. I don't really care right now. But on the test, I would tell you to solve for C or solve for P. So let's solve for C. So we know that 3 times C is 3C. 7 times P is 7P. Divide both sides by 3. And you get C is equal to, well, 7 over 3 is the fraction, 7/3 times P. And that's the equation you would enter. And I believe that's the last one for this video, which it is.